Arvid Söderblom and the Blackhawks beat the Dallas Stars in Dallas 4-3 in the shootout, just as we all predicted. Join us for the postgame show. Coming up next, there he is. He actually did predict it. Join us for the postgame show. Do it right now. Hit it. Yeah. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Hawks beat the Dallas Stars 4-3 in the shootout. Hawks got goals, a pair from Tyler Bertuzzi. Jason Dickinson scored. And then Nick Lardis is the shootout hero. Arvid Söderblom was outstanding in this game. What an effort. What a 65-plus minute performance from the Blackhawks, who absolutely deserved 2 points in this game.
Just like we all predicted.
Yes.
That the
CHGO
Blackhawks
has predicted.
would win this game. Yes, as a collective, we all believed that this game was going to be a win for the Hawks. Sarah, if you want to roll the
let's fire it up
on
quick.
The pregame show.
Yeah.
I say nay. Hockey is so stupid that after the holiday break, on the road for a one-day road trip, literally they flew into Dallas today with this lineup, with Arvid Söderblom facing the Stars and Jake Ottinger. Darn it, they're going to win this game because hockey is stupid like that. They're going to win this game. You can clip it and write it.
Oh, you cut it off when I absolutely agreed with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the chat agreed with you.
Yes, and I didn't clip it before I hedged my bet and said, of course they're going to lose this game. That didn't happen at all.
We also ran a poll. It said, do you think the Hawks will win? And 100% of the CHU audience said yes.
We all believed. We all believed.
Look, to get serious here for a minute, we have talked about this kind of game all season long with Connor Bedard healthy, with Frank Nazar healthy, with Nick Foligno, whoever. They did all the small details you need to execute to win a game in this game. They won puck battles. When it was time to punt on a play, they punted on a play, got the puck deep, changed lines, good sticks, blocking shots. When the opportunity to shoot the puck was there, mostly, they took it aside from the last 35 seconds of overtime.
We can laugh about it now.
But aside from that, this was a game of execution. And when a team executes like this, they can hang. They can hang with anyone. They're not always going to get 2 points just because of the talent gap. But they hung with the Dallas Stars. And yes, the Stars hit the post 4 times, but that's hockey, baby. It happens to Chicago all the time, too. Love the effort, love the pushback, and happy to eat crow. I said before the game, you're starting Söderblom. Everyone's hurt. McKayev's out. Yeah, right. They're just punting this one. They know they're going to lose, and they did not.
Yeah.
And I'm wrong. They're right. I am stupid. They're smart. They're very good looking. I am not attractive. All those things. Crow devoured. Good job, Hawks.
And you know what? I think, and yes, they played the game that they needed to. The not cliche, but I guess the term is like play a road game. Yeah, and they did that, and we've been asking for some veterans to show up and start to pick up the slack of Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar to a degree. Enter Jason Dickinson and Tyler Bertuzzi, like stepping up and being in the right spots to make plays. Individual effort on the Dickinson goal, like that was an incredible effort. Yeah. And the way you described it was really, you were like, that was just a play that felt like a goal was going to happen. Like, and for a lot of Blackhawks that aren't named Connor Bedard, those plays don't come by very often. So for Jason Dickinson, former 20-goal scorer, to make a play like that, like that was what we've been asking of. And I'll also say, like, defensively, Alex Vlasic and Louis Crevier both had really solid games tonight, especially in Vlasic in the overtime, man. He had 2 like minute-and-a-half shifts where he was really solid. So like you wanted to see those types of players step up. You also got some good contributions, some good plays from guys down the lineup too. And then in the shootout, you get an opportunity for Nick Lardis to be a hero and game on his stick and comes up with the game-winning goal. Like the positives from this game are what we would hope to see this team be able to kind of put together without Bedard, without Nazar. And what was great too is that it wasn't perfect. They weren't a perfect team tonight. There were times where, of all people, Mikko Rantanen was uncovered. And Jamie Benn was able to get breakaways off in transition and things like that. And then when you weren't perfect, of all people, it was Arvid Söderblom bailing you out on a number of occasions. So man, it's really nice to see this team. Like it's a lot of fun to have this game be the slump buster or at least the streak ender. I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee that the slump's done, but at least to end the 6-game losing streak, this group in this game did that. That is going to be a nice flight back home, and hopefully a nice sleep back in their homes at 3 a.m. or whatever they get back in tonight for those guys, so that they can come back from the holidays, feel good about themselves, and then now you go into a home game, night 2 of back-to-backs, but you won this game. That's a good feeling.
All right, we got 350 people watching the show. We only have 150 likes. For every 100 likes, Noodle Man gets activated, so jump on it. Hit the like button for us. Madhouse Meek has a comment, and you sort of mentioned too with Vlasic. Madhouse Meek says, Dickey has swagger again. There was a lot of that in this game. Like Dickinson for sure had it. And Vlasic, like, very confident with the puck. Almost looks like he made a decision over the break to say, you know what? I'm done being passive with the puck. I'm going to start carrying it. He's got the ability with that long stride, the long reach to carry the puck well. He's a good skater. And we had said all season, like, we want to see more offense from Alex Vlasic. And today, maybe just out of necessity, maybe it's how they were coached, to survive this game against Dallas. But he was absolutely activating offensively while still being really good defensively. That might have been Alex Vlasic's best game of the year, honestly.
Yeah. It's a game where every time he was on the ice, you felt confident in him being able to shut down plays and be in transition. Like it's a big positive to see from him. Because I mean he's the guy that right now is the number 1 defenseman on this team, and is he a long-term number 1 defenseman in the NHL? No, he's not. But I think in the position he's in, the matchups he gets night after night, it's tough. It's tough sledding, and him and Louis Crevier together, like they have good mobility for being as big as they are. They have a lot of reach, a lot of range defensively. You're not going to get a lot of offense, but this was a game where both of those guys were activating offensively. So when you have both of those guys playing at the level that they were and playing off of each other, like you can just see kind of the confidence build. So hopefully that stretches across the rest of the defensive group. I think Connor Murphy had some good moments in this game. Artyom Levshunov up and down again. And I think there were moments too where you saw some opportunities where Wyatt Kaiser tried to create some offense. So like if you can get the defensive group playing confidently at both ends of the ice, like that's really going to help out your goaltenders and helps you in transition. So hopefully that can be something that as we roll forward, you roll this game into next game and just get some momentum going the opposite direction. What I would hate for this to become is, yes, you snap the 6-game losing streak, but a 5-game losing streak is coming. Right. Like you want it to kind of, and I'm not saying like, oh, now they're going to go 6-game winning streak.
No.
Like, but just to be able to be like, okay, this is a game that no one thought the numbers weren't in your favor on paper, on the ice. You should lose this game 99 times out of 100. But you got the win. You were able to do exactly what you needed to get the win. And as Jeff Blashill has said a number of times in losses this year, like, oh, if we play like that against 90% of the league, like, we're going to get a win. You did it against the Stars.
Yeah.
Like, name a better team than the Stars. The Avs? That it?
That's it.
I think that's it. I mean, that's like, if you can do that against the Stars, you can do it against anybody. So it's up to the guys to be able to execute it. But at least this is, again, like, you go back to film session. It's just like, look, Alex, this is you defending Mikko Rantanen.
Yes.
Like, you can do this.
Yes, like these are
that confidence going.
Look at what we've been coaching you to do. Then you did it, and then you got results.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a few of those this year where you could definitely hear Jeff Blashill giving them that message of, hey, like, I know and especially being a young team where you're going to be pressing, and if things are not working out immediately, like, let's say, you're following the script for the first period, right?
Right.
And maybe you're down 1-0 or 2-1, whatever it might be, and you're like, man, we're really pushing, so you break the script, and then chaos happens. Then all of a sudden you're on 4-1, and then it's too late to get back. They just got to learn that it is a 60-minute game. And I mean, I think we all sort of had the feeling when Rantanen scored with 9 minutes left in the third. Like,
that scrambly sequence. Yeah.
And it was like, good effort, but they're just overmatched, and you can only hold Dallas back so much. And then a minute and 7 seconds later, Tyler Bertuzzi scores.
You know how many total seconds that is?
67. Good job.
Noodle Man.
You feel
better? Where is he? Come on. Early for that one.
Early.
Come on.
No.
67 seconds.
Nope. We got to hit 200 likes. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Yeah, I mean, this is the evidence. I always the story that PD told us a while back always stuck with me, that when he was coaching the Coyotes and the team was in a struggle, imagine that, the Coyotes struggling. They would literally put on throughout the facility highlights of the Coyotes playing well, just to like reintroduce to the team, like, hey, that is you. That's you up there doing that thing against that good player, and it's in you, and you could do it, and you can handle it, and you're capable of doing this. I think something like this, like, even if they had lost this game in a shootout, the feeling coming off of it is so different.
Oh, yeah.
So different.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, man. Like, there's one thing to take a moral victory and, like, we got a point. I wish we'd done more. And you have all the reasons to excuse yourself for not getting 2. But to skate away with 2, get on that plane, ready for the Pittsburgh Penguins tomorrow. You got Spencer Knight in goal. Maybe Nick Foligno's back. Like, you're starting to see, like, maybe a light at the end of the tunnel here. We're getting close to the new year, so we should get an update on Connor Bedard in the new year.
So
maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be great, whatever. But it's just, to get this win, I think is going to do a ton for them, because that entire break, they're just sitting there like stabbing at their mashed potatoes, and like they're distant to dinner, and they're just annoyed when the kids are opening presents. Like, man, a 6-game losing streak at the break sucks.
Yeah, you don't feel great.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling, and to get a win, much needed. And I'm happy for him, and I'm so happy to be wrong. And call me out. You see me at practice on Monday, razz me, whatever you want to do. I'm there to take it. So
people should be in good moods after this game.
I would think so. All right, it's time to award our Game Day Men's Health Game Puck. Better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you. Our nominees for our Game Day Men's Health
game we could only have 4.
Really?
There's more than 4 nomination-worthy players, but we can only name 4.
We are limited to 4. So Tyler Bertuzzi with a pair of goals. He is one of the nominees for Game Puck. Jason Dickinson gets a nomination. Alex Vlasic, who we talked about, and, of course, Arvid Söderblom, who probably had, maybe not his game of the year, but one of his top 3 or 4 games of the year for sure.
Yes, I have a fancy stat.
Give it to
Arvid.
me.
Well, let's do it when we get back from the break.
All right, let's hit
called
the break
a teaser.
Zone. You have hit over 200 likes, but until we get to 3, Noodle Man goes back to sleep. There he goes. Watch him.
Also, the Chicago Bears are NFC North champions.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that was. I predicted them to be 17-0.
You did.
You could pull
You're
that
pretty
video
close
if
to
you
that.
like, Sarah.
You're pretty close to that prediction there.
I was right there. I knew they were going to win in North, so there you go. All right, we'll talk to you in a few minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And with their early payout offer, you're a winner if your football team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download the app and use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. We've got Sunday Night Football tomorrow. How about their $365,000 jackpot? Place a $10 bet on the first touchdown score and split that pot in bonus bets if your player scores the final touchdown of the game. And breaking news from Bet365, new customers like you now get $150 in bonus bets when they bet 5, win or lose. So sign up, use our code CHGO365, deposit $10, place a bet for 5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose, and use those bonus bets on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in-app only.
Winter is here, if you didn't know, and we want to make sure that your home's heating is up to the challenge. If you have a heating emergency, if you have a plumbing emergency, if you have an electrical emergency, and even if you have an air conditioning emergency, you better call Four Seasons. If you need a new hot water tank installed today, you can call Four Seasons. Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. And what's great about Four Seasons is they can guarantee same-day installation for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs. And they do not charge extra for nights, weekends, and holidays, which is when things break. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric has been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years, and they are your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electric, and generators. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all of their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com.
All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. Got a bunch of super chats we're going to get to momentarily, but one guy who deserves a specific shout-out too is Landon Slaggert, who got the call-up today. Ilya Mikheyev missed the game for the birth of his child, so I guess that's fine. But Slaggert came in, especially in the first period.
He missed this game for that? Come on.
Cut to, he's the problem. Ilya Mikheyev.
Oh, yeah. Let's start that narrative.
Yep, that's it. He's the reason for the season.
Oh, wait,
that's somebody
gosh.
else. Yeah, don't look at that. That's false. The deserved meter is broken.
That's gotta be.
Yeah, the elves are the Christmas elves are drunk and they're taking over the deserved to win meter.
9.6% deserve to win. I'll take it.
That's fine.
That's what I said.
You said 99 out of 100.
Yeah, that's basically 9.6%.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how math works.
But Slaggert to arrive, today, and be ready to go right off the hop. Had good scoring chance. Had an assist, right?
Yeah,
had an assist on the first goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe his next shift, broke through a check, got 2 shots on goal right away, doing Landon Slaggert things. So I want to make sure we shout out him too. He got time on the top line today with Bertuzzi and Dickinson. So good for number 84 to come back and make an impression. And I appreciated Darren Pang telling the story of his first head coach, Cliff Coral, telling him, when you get the call up, slam the door behind you. And don't let them send you down. I don't know if that will be the case for Landon Slaggert as this team gets healthier, but he certainly made a case for himself to stick around a little bit tonight. So maybe he gets in for Toninato. Maybe he gets in for Lafferty. He certainly deserves another opportunity to be in the lineup, and maybe it'll be tomorrow. Yeah,
I mean, he's one of those guys that is on that, AHL, NHL fence, that 4A type of player. But when you put in performances like that, in an opportunity that I'm sure when he woke up this morning and was recalled, he wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to be on the top line. Yeah. When you get an opportunity like that, you want to take advantage of it, and he did. So that's really good. Honestly, I would say, Foligno's the next closest to coming back. You put him in to this lineup, and I think Toninato comes out, and you keep Slaggert in. That's what I would do, at least for one change. And then when Bedard and Nazar get healthy, then you have some conversations. But I think if he continues to put in efforts like this, it's going to be hard for him to be the first guy to be sent down.
Another player I wanted to point out, and you mentioned him earlier, a couple ups and downs as it's been kind of for most of the year with him, but Artyom Levshunov stops a shorthanded breakaway, and then Arvid Söderblom takes a penalty, tripping penalty moments afterwards. But to see him have the presence of mind and not just panic, tackle a guy, take a penalty on his own, gets back, lifts the stick, uses his body.
Played it really well.
It's a very mature play.
Mm-hmm.
And while there are certainly things from Artyom Levshunov that need to improve, and they will, he's 20 years old, to see him make plays like that, we talk about the flashes. You talk about like what are the things that you want to see from a young player that indicate to you that in the future he's going to be worthy of the number 2 pick of the high place he was chosen. It's little plays like that. He was also getting pucks through a little more, shots on goal a little bit more. Mm-hmm. There are still some misreads here and there, but it's going to come with time.
Yeah.
And I really, that play specifically, and as Cloud points out, he had a big block shot late in the third as well. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure you shout out those moments. And he led the team, aside from Alex Vlasic, who had 25-45 of ice time, just like the old days. Artyom Levshunov, 23-10, 4 shots on goal, 6 shot attempts, 2 hits, 4 giveaways, and a block shot. So, and
I mean, it's we talked about with, off the air, we talked about Nick Lardis making the most of his minutes, and Levshunov's getting a lot of them, but he's making himself, he's putting himself into the right positions. And yeah, there's definitely still learning moments. Of course, he's 20 years old. Mm-hmm. Like that's coming with being a young defenseman. But you want him to just have those mistakes be less per game, less frequent, and have the positive start to outweigh them. And I think I'd say on most nights, you're probably getting an even 50-50 split, if not mostly positive.
I feel like it's going. I feel like
from Levshunov.
Look, throughout the losing streak, I think he's gone down a little bit, mm-hmm. but the entire team has, right? Like a 6-game losing streak, everyone's going to look worse, right? So there's nothing I see that really panics me, but I want to see that even out a little more, because I think before that streak, when Hawks were really playing well, he was pretty linear in improvement. Then there was a little bit of a dip. So let's hope this is a step in the way back up.
Yeah, I hope so. The one thing for me that is still like, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to articulate it to him, but it's just like, I guess the best way to describe it is just like more urgency in the ordinary of his game.
That's a great way to put it.
Like the specific example I'm thinking of is, I think it was on the power play. They're cycling the puck, and it gets to him at the top of the offensive zone, and it's going from his left to right. And it comes to him, and he's making the right play.
Right.
Like, he's making the right play to move the puck into a better position. And he kind of does that shovel off pass.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like softly goes off his stick, and it doesn't get to, I think it was going to Donato.
Yeah.
It doesn't get to Donato.
And had it would have been a one-timer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the Stars player is able to break up the pass, and actually I think went the opposite direction. And it's just like those types of plays and passes, they just seem like at the wrong moment he has the soft touch on a puck, and I just want that to like stop.
That'd be great,
honestly. Like, but it's just like I don't know if that's just a feel for the game type of situation, or if it's just literally like, hey man, like I know Artie sometimes can kind of be, I don't want to say like
aloof,
nonchalant, or it just kind of seems like there just needs to be a little bit more of like the keyed in focus on those plays that I'd like to see from him.
That's the way you put it is really good, is attention to detail on the simple, because it feels like when it's time for him to lock in, he does. Like he really, really does.
But I'd like him to be more locked in more of the time.
I think that's a lot of when people were watching him in Rockford, like there's not a lot of urgency from him. Like it's because I think he just is like, I'm in Rockford, I'm going to be in NHL. It's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't love that. That's for sure. You don't love that from a guy. But I feel like the coaching staff, and not just Blashill, but like having Michael Pekka there, having Mike Vellucci, who's been around forever,
and
it'll get that message to him.
It'll come with maturity too,
yeah.
I think. I just don't want it. I just don't want that play to happen again, and it goes the other way, and it's a shorty, and it's like, oh, we just, all the wind is out of your sails or something like that.
Right.
Like that play could happen and go that opposite direction.
Carl Yarner says, English is my second language too. It doesn't take that long to learn. KD should give Levshunov a Duolingo sub. Well, Carl, maybe you're right. I would also like to put you with your second language on the ice where pucks are banging, skates are flashing, trying for the play, and it's loud as hell. People are cheering. Your coach is screaming at you from across the rink, either at practice or at a game, and it's your second language. Might be a little different from a Duolingo conversation or a chat at a coffee shop.
Yeah, I mean, he's it's coming along. There's, I think. Recently, I think it was Ben Pope talked to Matt Grzelcyk about it, and Grzelcyk said the same thing that I think we've said a bunch, and you see it from Levshunov. It's just like, there's a lot that he wants to say and communicate. It's just not there yet, as far as like talking with media or I'm sure talking with teammates and stuff. But I think everyone around Levshunov like gets how to communicate with him, and at that point it then kind of gets on to the player to kind of, take it to heart. And, whether it's something as simple as just like, hey, like when you're making this pass, we need it to be faster. We need it to be more, crisp. Or if it's show up an hour before practice, that's a team rule. Like, it'll come with time and maturity and learning some of those lessons. But as far as like there have been NHL players that don't speak English that get it. Like, it'll be fine. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, no,
I think there's just a lot. I mean, I think of myself at 20, and I don't like to because I was an idiot. And especially if I was coming from another country and playing in my fourth league in 4 years, and all the things that he's been through. Mm-hmm. And I think it'd be one thing if I was coming from Canada to the United States, or even like Sweden or Finland to the United States. Yeah. He's coming from Belarus.
What do you mean? What do you mean miles? What's a mile?
Right. It's a big
How many
difference.
Kilometers is it?
It's a huge adjustment for him. And to see the flashes we've seen from him already are very encouraging. And I know he will always be compared to Ivan Demidov. Fair or unfair, I understand it. But I just challenge Hawks fans to evaluate him in the vacuum of who he is. Yeah. Right. And don't say, well, he's really good. Maybe 5 years from now, he's a Norris finalist, but look at Demidov scored 45 goals. Like, when you're around, like, it's like you can't just don't do it to yourself forever.
Yeah, eventually, we'll get over it as Hawks fans. I'm sure eventually.
I hope so.
One thing I think too with Levshunov is that like this is all on full display. This rookie season, this development, all of this. I was preparing for a conversation that I was thinking we would inevitably have tonight if they lost this game.
Yeah.
For the ages of some future Hall of Famers that were Blackhawks in 2005 and 2006 and 2007 for when they were NHL rookies. Yeah. And one of them that I think we've gone back to a bunch is Duncan Keith, who in his rookie season in the NHL, after playing in juniors and in college and in the AHL for multiple seasons, was 22, his first NHL season. This is Artyom Levshunov, who turned 20 a month into this season.
And Duncan Keith was a -11 with 21 points. Levshunov picked up his 16th assist. He's got 17 points before the calendar year flips.
So, I mean, I think, again, like
at 20,
we're seeing Levshunov, we're seeing, Ryan Green and Oliver Moore and, Nick Lardis and even still Frank Nazar and Connor Bedard all going through their development as professional players at 19, 20, 21 years old. Whereas in the past, like as Blackhawks fans, I'll say from our bubble of hockey, we're more conditioned to seeing the guys that you think, oh, they're going to be the superstars. Mm-hmm. We're more conditioned to seeing them when they're rookies already have played significant games before reaching the NHL at 21 or 22 or 23 years old. And only those special players like Kane and Taves were the teenagers that stepped onto the ice and were, immediate impact guys. So again, like I think, the perspective of where this team is going It's just kind of more fully on display right now. We don't have the luxury of Green and Lardis and Moore and Levshunov and all these guys getting 2 or 3 full seasons in Rockford before they're in the NHL.
Right. And it is a different, guys are to the league faster now. That is, it's league wide.
Yeah, right.
So it is a little bit apples and oranges comparing Duncan Keith, but I think that just the point remains that no matter how great you are, and I think a lot of people point to like Matthew Schaefer and Lane Hudson is like, hey, they're out of the box and they're great right away. And that's true. Can't argue with that. But Matthew Schaefer, number 1 overall, that was kind of known for a long time that was going to be the case. Levshunov was more of a top 5-ish kind of a...
Yeah, there was no debate that Matthew Schaefer was the best defenseman in his class, and there was some debate about best player in his class.
Right.
But the majority was he was the best player.
Yeah. All right, we're going to hit the break zone again. Do us a favor. We are 41 likes away from activating Noodle Man again. We've got plenty of people here watching that can get us there. He's just laying there. He's been inactive for a long time. Noodle Man needs to stretch. So hit that like button. Be sure you're subscribed to our page as well if you're checking us out for the first time. Back with some super chats and some good news from the World Junior Championships. It's all coming up on CHGO Blackhawks. Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your already quite elevated football season. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They've got a massive selection with over 100 strains on the menu at any given time. They've got easy online ordering and in-store pickup. And wherever you are in Illinois, chances are there's a Sunnyside near you. As far south as Champaign, as far north as South Beloit, stop in the nearest store for all their expert guidance from their staff. And check out my 2 favorite brands, the Good News and the Mindy's. Good News Counting Sheep. They help me sleep for the first time in 47 years. Head to their website for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter our code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. If you're a returning customer, use our code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders.
If you want to get back to the roots of hockey this winter, look no further than the 4th annual Sand County Classic at Sand Valley. It's an outdoor hockey rink tournament happening January 30th through February 1st. It's 4v4 round robin play on multiple outdoor rinks out at beautiful Sand Valley. Snow-capped dunes and red pines. What's great is they have both beginner and advanced levels in all of their divisions, which is 21 plus, 30 plus, and 40 plus. And you get food and drinks overlooking the rinks. There's lodging right next to the rinks, swag bags, shuttle service, you name it. Anything that you would want out of a perfect outdoor hockey tournament, you can get it at the Sand County Classic out at Sand Valley. Team registration is open right now, so don't delay. Act now. Supplies are running out. Team registration is open at sandvalley.com. Get signed up.
And there is nothing like watching NHL hockey live. Even if your team is struggling a little bit, getting tickets can be tough. You don't know if they're real, if they're fake. You want to make sure they're good. You want to make sure you can see where you're sitting. Guess what? Game Time solves all those problems for you. It gives the advantage back to fans. Game Time is the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. They've got their zone deals. You can save even more when you choose a section of like Game Time Choose the Seats. And of course, our favorite feature, the views from your seat. Get a panoramic view in the app before you buy, so there are no surprises. There's not going to be a pole sitting in front of you. There might be a pole, like a Polish person, but an actual structural pole will not be in front of you. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use our code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Use code CHGO for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks, and as the Chicago Bears are NFC North champions, we have dropped some new merch at store.allcitynetwork.com. Couple Iceman designs. You got the new CHGO football with the cartoony charging bear. I like all these, especially the Iceman 18 with the icy logo.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that idea a lot. So check all that stuff out. Store.allcitynetwork.com to get your new Bears merch today. Obviously, if you're a diehard, you will save 20%. And if you'd like to become a diehard, guess what? You get one of those for free. So jump on it. And speaking of that,
Yes.
Mario's new hat. These just came in this weekend. I got mine too. It's at home. The new styles of hat. We got the 2 branded bills on the left and right of your screen there, the CHGO designs. And then these the CHGO Bulls and CHGO Hawks shirts as well, or hats rather, all available at store.allcitynetwork.com. So go stock up.
Finally,
now that you've
crafted.
spent all your you know what, all the money you got from grandma, spend it at store.allcitynetwork.com. Become a diehard and save on all of it.
Absolutely.
All right, ready? Fire it up, Sarah. It's been too long. Nick Lardis is our featured frat boy at the frat house on Madison. Shootout winner, 2 more shots on goal in 10-16 of ice time. Nick Lardis was a big conversation piece for us in the pregame show. Also had 3 hits and a block shot. Made the most of his 10-16. Saw some decent defensive play from him. Blashill went to him in the shootout, which who else are you going to go to? 71 goal scorer.
Played him
Nick
in overtime
Lardis.
too.
Played him in overtime. Hopefully, this game will lead to a little more trust.
I hope so.
For Jeff Blashill and Nick Lardis.
Yeah, I mean, when you're put into those positions by your coach, you want to be able to execute and do exactly what they're asking you to do. And for Lardis, I feel like, you know, in the pregame, we were kind of lamenting that he was on that 4th line, but actually that 4th line played pretty well.
Yeah.
When you look at, you know, the matchups they had, the minutes they played, and how they were effective, you know, Lardis and Lafferty and Toninato.
That was a 68% Corsi at 5-on-5, 15 shot attempts for, 7 against, scoring chances, which is what Jeff Blashill looks at, 7 for 5 against.
Yeah.
4-3 in high danger chances. So
again, like they definitely stepped up and played well, and Lardis had a pretty decent game as well. And when you go to what Jeff Blashill said, where, you know, the 5-on-5 or the power play time, penalty kill time, you know, if you're out there when the goalie's pulled, like that's all a privilege. So is overtime. So is shootouts. Like those are high pressure moments. And you want to be able to trust the guys that you're throwing out there. And so if Nick Lardis is a guy that's getting shifts in overtime, and he's the guy that, you know, when you get to the sudden death part of a shootout and you have the game on your stick, that's a good indicator that Jeff Blashill feels like you know, Nick Lardis on this night could have performed in that, and he executed. So that was really good. I'm happy to see that for Lardis. Hopefully that means some more minutes, some more opportunity tomorrow. See what the lineup shakes up to be if Nick Foligno is back, but I don't think Nick Lardis is in danger of being out of the lineup whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm really happy for him. Just if he keeps, you know, growing and goes on that, you know, development path, which again isn't a straight line directly up,
right?
But if he keeps having those incrementally good performances, we're going to see, you know, more opportunity, more ice time given to him.
I'd just like to point something out too. There is a Baltimore Ravens player with a cheese grater hat on.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
Nothing warms my heart on this cold winter night like the rest of the NFL dunking on the Packers instead of being dunked on like we have been for the last 30 freaking years.
So what I saw about those cheese grater hats is that the company that is making them and distributing them was making the Packers cheese heads. And then the Packers sent a cease and desist to that company to stop making the apparently unlicensed cheeseheads.
Well, when you have 6 million owners, it's going to happen.
They pivoted and started making cheese graters, because why sell to one fan base in the NFL when you can sell to, how many NFL teams are there? 32? 31 other NFL fan
Several
bases.
Others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Widen your
there you go.
Widen your base. So good for the cheese grater company. Good for the Bears. Good for the world. All
right, super chats. Let's start at the. All right, we'll do that one first. $20 from S Spriggies or Spriggies
998.
Says non-hockey question for my girlfriend. Her and I are going to the United Center tomorrow for the game, but my girlfriend has celiac disease. Have you had any issues bringing snacks in?
I can actually answer this.
Please do, Sarah.
My brother and I are very big. Like, we don't like to spend money at the United Centers or like any of that stuff. Anyways, yes, to answer your question, you can bring in food. You cannot bring in liquids, but you can bring in food. It's the same rules as if you go to Wrigley Field. You can literally bring in like like a full meal, like a Thanksgiving meal, as long as it's all like bagged up and there's no liquids, like you can bring in food.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, you can.
A whole meal?
Well, maybe. Okay, maybe
I don't-
Like, what did you bring into the Hawks game?
We brought like just some like chips, and my brother brought a sandwich. Like he brought like a turkey sandwich. We brought chips.
And did they see it and allow it? Or did
I
you
mean,
just
they
order
checked
more?
our-
Or did you just walk through and no
We've
one
done it a
patted
couple
you
times.
down?
I mean, they did like, we just like brought our bag, like not a backpack, it was like a normal bag, and then we had some like snacks in there.
And they just like, did they go through it like with a fine tooth comb, or did they just kind of?
Went through the metal detectors and stuff.
Okay.
Like I don't think so. But I feel like if you probably have a medical reason too.
I
like,
think if you
they'll
were to
definitely-
explain
Yeah.
why you have these
And within
gluten-free
reason.
snacks,
Yeah.
yes, within
Yeah.
reason in your bag,
Yeah.
I think that would be understandable.
I think so too.
But I'm just saying, we brought in food, so nothing happened.
Sure,
Couple times.
sure.
Here's the secret.
I can sympathize as someone who can't have gluten. Going and eating at a sporting event is difficult. So
Just find the most stoned looking security guard.
go to the one that's the most disinterested
Yeah,
in
exactly.
being there.
Exactly.
And yeah, it'll be like the video of that guy patting people down and he's just like barely touching them.
I love that video.
Okay, there probably is a rule you can't bring in big food, but probably like snacks and stuff. Yeah,
I think you could and I'm not saying you should do this, but if you could, small bags of something at the bottom of a purse or something like that, I think you'll probably be fine.
Okay.
So let us know
Good
how
luck.
it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Good
And
luck.
if it doesn't work,
We'll throw you some stuff down from the press box.
We'll send you some popcorn or something.
All right, $10 from Green Eyes 212, who was with us in the pregame show, said this was a much needed win. Glad they trusted Lardis in overtime and the shootout, and he was able to come through. Yeah, I mean, huge.
Very happy for that.
Yeah, and for him.
I'm very happy for the win. I was not looking forward to doing another losing post-game show, and I'm glad we didn't have to do it tonight. Maybe we'll have to do it tomorrow still, but at least not tonight.
Yes. Blake Boston, $5 says, is it just me, or was Tavo looking to pass on that shootout attempt? You know he thought about it. Just muscle memory. He's going to drop it. But then Mikko Rantanen did it instead.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Man.
That-
when that happened, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
The script writers are on
We
it.
both were like, okay, the hockey gods are in our favor. If Mikko Rantanen is fumbling a shootout attempt, you can't lose this game.
Yes. The DLLS postgame show is going to be like, trade Rantanen in. This guy sucks.
Man, your Craig Ludwig impression's getting really good.
History Racer 22. Nights like this, keep the dream alive. Go Lardis. Yes, there's no reason the dream should die. And this is a nice segue to another 2 points for Blashill tonight in the World Junior Championships. If you've not seen his goal in their 7-2 win over Denmark, and yes, I know it's Denmark.
Hey.
But no look, short side, through the legs of the defender. Kid looks good.
Pretty
now,
impressive.
he's still, probably 2-3 years away? 2 at least?
I mean, yeah, I think at least 2. But it's great to see the start he's had to the tournament. AJ Spellisy had a good first game. U.S. got the win tonight. He was promoted up to the second line center role from the fourth line to the second line for tonight's game. Anton Frondell was the top Swedish player in their opening game with a goal and an assist. They played tomorrow. Like, the guys that are there have all been really key players for their team so far through the first games. So that's really good. That's encouraging. Again, it's a layer of the rebuild. It's not I know there's been a ton of discussion about the rebuild and the progress and all that over the last couple of days.
I did it to myself today. Self-inflicted.
Yeah, that happens. But I think when you look at those guys, what they're doing, you look at tonight in the AHL, a matchup between the Stars and the Ice Hogs, 8-4 win. And it was, you had, not saying he's part of the long-term plans for the Blackhawks, but you had guys like Gavin Hayes contributing. You had, Berezhnoy was in net tonight. Yep. He gets a win. And then you see tonight a moment for Nick Lardis, development and maturity and progression from Vlasic and Crevier, and you have Oliver Moore chipping in some good plays. You have Colton Dock late in the game, getting ice time in a 3-3 game and winning puck battles. Right. Those are the things that you want to see when you're talking about like the rebuild and how it's going, who's going to be making impacts and who's going to be part of it and just where it can go. And I think, again, you look around the guys that are like on the cusp of being here. Roman Kanserov is like
they're all
the best player in the KHL this season. And so there's a lot of good still yet to come. And we have been watching the Blackhawks for the last 2 weeks, sans Connor Bedard and without Frank Nazar for the last couple of games. Like, that's obviously going to make this team look like it's deficient of talent because those are their two most talented guys.
Well, there's so much more coming.
It's not a snap of the fingers and things are different. Even though that's kind of how it felt at first when it was like, we're going to tank and rebuild. And then boom, here's Connor Bedard. It's not over with. It was never over with Connor Bedard. Right. It had to go through different stages. And we're at a stage now where this first wave, the 22, the 23, and some of the 24 draft class are here now.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk of it.
If it took Connor Bedard 3 years to really find himself, it's going to take guys that were not dubbed generational some time to find their game.
Right.
But the reason I'm so bullish on what the Hawks are doing is, look, the argument I always get is, well, you can't guarantee these prospects are going to be good. No, you can't. That's true. And they will not all pan out. Mm-hmm. But you've got a ton of them. And the ones that you think are going to be contributors in the NHL are all not only like doing pretty well, they're all thriving. Mm-hmm. Like Frondell, player of the game. Nestersil, 2 more points. Mm-hmm. Kanserov, you mentioned. Lardis scores 71 goals and then goes in Rockford. Like, everything you're counting on is like, okay, so far, every step of the way, they've been progressing, and not just progressing, but like, oh, damn, there's something here. Mm-hmm. And whether or not it translates to the NHL remains to be seen. But if you've got 15 guys in your system or 10 guys in your system doing that, if 5 of them or 7 of them become what you think or even full-time NHL players, well, damn, then you've got something good.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about, the guys that are on the cusp, but also, like, you look at this year's draft class, Frondell, Nestersil, Mason West, those are your first-round picks. Nathan Bain, third-round pick out in the WHL. Ho-hum, 5 points tonight, 51 points in 33 games for Kamloops. Those guy's a third-round pick.
Yep.
Like, and I know Nathan Bain, sure, you don't want to get too excited about him because he's probably 4 years away from even playing, pro hockey of any significance. But it's continuously these prospects that keep coming through that you're like, oh man, this guy probably has something. This guy probably has something. And you stack those up, those guys are going to get here. And yes, there is an element of getting players for the here and now too. But I think, the improvement that you made from Joe Veleno to Andrei Burakovsky has been better. Tyler Bertuzzi this season is a better version of himself than last season, where last season we were like, well, he had a pretty career average season for Tyler Bertuzzi, right. And those things are coming along. So, and then without even mentioning Spencer Knight.
Yeah. All right, let's hit the break zone one final time. Thank you for getting us over 300. Now little man's going to take a nap. I think we might have a couple more super chats. If not, we got to declare the Game Puck winner. And we want to hear from Jeff Blashill. We want to hear from Alex Vlasic, maybe Arvid Söderblom. So stick around. Lots to come. I can almost assure you overtime tonight. So stick around for some bonus CHGO Blackhawks. Hit the like button in the meantime.
It is winter. It's cold. It's dark. The days are short. Sometimes it's hard to have a well-balanced, fully cooked meal. Well, that's where our friends at Factor come in to help you. Their chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious, even when it is hard to do so. You can choose from a wide selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. They have great flavors from all over the globe. You can try their newly Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. And what's really great is 97% of customers say that Factor has helped them live a healthier lifestyle. You can feel the difference no matter your routine. Eat smart at factormeals.com/CHGO50off. Use that code CHGO50off and get 50 off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. That's CHGO50off at factormeals.com. And
new vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And this is your chance to score a great deal at the year-end sales event. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory of Chryslers, Dodges, Jeepses, and Ramses. And right now you get $0 down. I can afford that. And 0 payments. I can do that too. Until March on all new CDJR models. Plus, shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. I can read. With a friendly team of brand experts, the team at Ray CDJR is here to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. Plus, since they prioritize affordability, you know you won't overpay for the vehicle you need. And with Ray's Price Promise, you can shop confidently with no add-ons or hidden fees ever. The price you see is the price you pay. It's that simple. Don't miss out on the year-end sales event for huge savings on new models. For more info, visit Ray CDJR today on Road 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com.
Athletes, listen up. I got a question for you. Are you serious about leveling up your game? If the answer is yes, and it should be, the right coach can change everything. And right now, finding the right coach is easier than ever with Eye on the Ball. Doesn't matter if you're a kid just starting out or you're competing at the top levels, you can sign up totally free at eyeontheball.net. All you do is create your profile and search through coaches in your sport and connect directly with one of them that's right for you. From soccer to swimming, baseball to basketball, football to hockey, you name it, the coaches are out there. So what are you waiting for? Your future coach could be one click away. You can jump on today at eyeontheball.net. That's eyeontheball.net. Find your coach and take your game to the next level. And coaches, it's super easy for you as well. All you do is sign up, create your profile, and you can find the athletes that you want to coach up and take to the next level. And at Eye on the Ball, they got a great offer. You can get your first 6 months free.
All right, we've got a $100 super chat from Adrian, and I don't know if Adrian meant to do it because Adrian is clearly drinking.
This is a great text thread. I've had similar text threads sent to me many years ago.
$100 says, I'm too drunk to do the super chat properly. Happy holidays. F. Indefatigable. See, I can't say that word either. And I'm only a little bit drunk.
Thank you, Adrian. That's great. Happy holidays to you.
Yeah, thanks for the $100. Well. Whether you meant it or not.
Yes.
And I was telling a story in the break when we saw yours run through. I was at the Chris Kindle Market at Gallagher Way, and I tipped the pierogi guy. I meant to say $1, and I had $10. I'm like, well,
yeah, there you go.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
That fat finger will get you, especially when it's cold.
Hey, now.
All right, we want to hear from Alex Vlasic.
Sure.
All right. He is standing by, waiting for us. Here's Alex Vlasic, courtesy of the Blackhawks.
What do you take away from that game?
I thought it was pretty back and forth game, and definitely a tough travel day. Flying the day of and getting here. I thought it showed a lot about the guys we have and the resiliency. We went down, we were up, and kind of found a way to hang on and play till the end.
Did it feel like it's been rough the last 2 weeks that you just use a game like this? Or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's huge anytime you can get a win, and obviously we were in desperate need of one. So to get back in the win column, it's a good morale boost, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
For you to get 2 assists, I know you've been talking about trying to contribute more offensively. What did you see on those goals?
Yeah, I mean, Bert had a great game. I felt like he, me and him had some good chemistry out there today, whatever that was. So. Great play on the first one by him to kind of see me joining late, and then he had great net front presence, and Murph showed the forwards how it's done, tipping a puck in front of the net. So he played great.
For you guys to battle through the travel and not having skated in 4 days and being down a lot of forwards, is that? I mean, you kind of mentioned it already, but something that even though it's been tough, you can kind of rally around that it is possible.
Definitely, yeah. We stuck together. We knew we're out missing some of our key players, but we knew that if we played a solid game in here, that's all that we could do. We wanted to go to work and show them that it wasn't going to be an easy night, and I felt like we did that.
Since you guys have gone down to the 60th, is like you and Krabby have been pretty much stapled together. What have you seen with the two of you guys?
Kravy's been awesome. He's been really easy to play with. He's a great shutdown guy first and foremost, but it seems like he's joining the play quite a bit more and creating offense. So really happy for his success this year, and he makes it easy on me. I feel like he's great at closing plays and allows us to kind of be a lengthy pair back there that's hard to play against.
All right, there's Alex Vlasic. It's funny when you hear a defenseman talk about chemistry with a forward. But they certainly had it today, and that pass that he said to Bertuzzi, Bertuzzi will never score an easier goal than that. But man, I again, we talked about it earlier, but I just love what I saw from Alex Vlasic today. Just like 2-3 years ago when he broke on the scene, we're like, oh damn, the Hawks have something here. This is kind of what you envisioned, like strong defense, making the right play, but then also using that offensive ability to make things happen. This should be the blueprint for every Alex Vlasic game. I'm not kidding. Show him this film every damn day and say that is what we want from you. And it wasn't like he was doing it constantly. There's maybe a time or two a period where he would take a little bit more of an offensive chance than he typically did. But man, every time it feels like something came from it. Every damn time.
Yeah. This is definitely the most positively noticeable he's been tonight at both ends of the ice this season. So yeah, I think having a game like this come against the Dallas Stars in a game where he's tasked with going up against Rantanen and Wyatt Johnston and Jamie Benn and Matt Duchene and the top Jason Robertson, like that's his top matchup shift after shift, and he comes away with the performance he did. It's a huge confidence builder. He should feel really good about himself.
All right, why don't we hear from head coach Jeff Blashill right now? Then we're going to get to some super chats. We'll hit some overtime and tie some things up before we go. Here is Jeff Blashill, courtesy of the Blackhawks.
His approach to say that it worked out as best as it could.
I mean, listen, these are hard days, and I've done it a lot of different ways, and it hasn't been great. So I thought, let's try this, where you kind of give the guys. I know we didn't skate, but a lot of times that morning skate isn't enough to really get yourself, So I just thought this was the right move. I thought we played fairly well throughout the game. I think after 2 periods, we had chances pretty even. They had more chances than us in the third. Some of that's power play related, obviously. But I thought our guys, we had 4 lines. We needed to play 4 lines. We played 4 lines, and so overall it was a good team win.
It looked like you were trusting Lardis a bit more, giving him an overtime shift, the fourth round, the shootout. And what did you see from him? And it seemed like he rewarded that eventually.
Yeah, no, I thought that line with Tony and Laps was pretty good. They did a pretty good job, so we put him out there a little bit more. Ultimately in overtime, him and Greener got a shift there, and I thought it was a good shift, to be honest with you. And he's been in our shootout mix. That's obviously a specialty, and he's a goal scorer, so we thought he could give us a chance, especially in this situation to win it. I think it's 2 different pressures, whether you got a chance to win it or whether you kind of keeping your team alive. And so, for a young player, I think putting him in those spots where they have a chance to win, it's important.
There was so much talk, I guess, even in the preseason about Bertuzzi's inconsistencies and how you guys were going to address that. And this was the longest stretch we had in sport. It had only been 6 games. But what have you seen from him and just how consistent he's been?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see, why there was inconsistencies. Him and I spoke about that in the summer. He was frustrated with, some of the large stretches he went without scoring, and wanted to make sure that, that we kept an eye on it as a coaching staff. When I had him previous, I don't remember it being anything from a consistent thing, because his effort's pretty much the same every night, and I think one of the things Bert relies on is guys to shoot the puck. And I don't know if you guys could hear it, but on that tying goal, he yelled shoot early, and the whole bench heard it. He gets himself to that net front. That's where he's great. That's where he's special in the league. And so he needs guys to have that shooting mentality. And so I think sometimes if guys aren't getting pucks through or aren't shooting them, it takes away sometimes his ability to score those goals. Where if we have a steady mentality of shooting it, that's going to help him be more consistent. Because if he does get opportunities to tip pucks or get rebounds, he's really good around the net.
We heard Mikheyev had a baby. Do you expect him back tomorrow? And what went into putting Slaggert in that spot in the first one?
Well, if you think about the lines, I was trying to keep some continuity from the last game. We had, I don't like moving lines around every game, and so we try to keep the Donato line the same, and we just took Mikheyev out and put another guy in that skates pretty well in Slags. I thought Slags came up, did a good job. Him and Mickey aren't exactly the same player, but he does bring energy, he does skate, he brings that line some speed, which I think was important. We'll know more on Mickey tomorrow. I don't know for sure. Spoke to him today. Sounds like everything's going great, so real happy for him and his wife, and hopefully he's available to play tomorrow.
What did you guys do in the PK against one of the top PP units?
One of the things with PK is you got to have great goaltending. I thought Sodi was excellent tonight. Especially as the game went along, you just got better and better and better, I thought. And he was a big piece of the kill late, some of the late kills for sure. I thought early our pressure was really good. As the PK went along, I just thought he did a better and better job of, he became a bigger factor, I should say. They got a great kill. We can't take that many penalties, something we talked about before the game, so we still have to address that.
Better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you. Here's our Game Day Men's Health game puck winner. It is Arvid Söderblom. He got 40% of the vote. Tyler Bertuzzi with 33, Alex Vlasic with 23, and Jason Dickinson with 4. So a nice, solid win. 40% for number 40. He is the winner. We are now heading to overtime here at CHGO Blackhawks. If you're watching us on the FAST channel, switch over to allchgo.com to finish up the show. And we do want to thank the Blackhawks again for use of the Jeff Blashill video. Anything stand out to you in there?
Just kind of getting the sense of why he went with the lineup that he did. I get continuity. I get that. I think the thing that surprised me about the lineup is how it didn't change. Like, he kind of stuck with it, but he didn't really have reason to change it. The guys that I think in the pregame show that we were saying, like, oh, eventually you could swap Lardis and Slaggert. Slaggert played well, so you didn't need to swap them. And then Lardis in that fourth line, they worked well. So, it worked tonight, and the guys performed outside of, I think, our expectations of them. So if Foligno's available tomorrow, then I think you probably put him in for Toninato. Mikheyev, as a father who has had a baby or been there when a baby was had, and didn't have a professional sports job to get back to, take the extra day. Like, it's, be there. It's fine. The hockey will be here. The spot in the lineup will be here when you get back.
Yeah.
Take the extra day. I would not mind if Ilya Mikheyev missed tomorrow's game for parental life reasons.
Yes, that seems like a pretty good reason to.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All right. More super chats.
Yes, we had some more. I think these ones are sober.
I hope so.
The totals are seemingly sober.
By the way, drink up, man. Saturday night during the holidays. Let's go.
Why not?
I drank 2 nights in a row this week.
Bears won the division.
That's a record.
Hawks won tonight. It's good stuff.
Let's go. Mike
I don't know, what did the Bulls do? Did
they
win?
lost.
They lost. Ooh.
But they fought. They had a bench clearing, whatever you call it in basketball.
Did they?
They had one of those bench clearing hold me back things.
Bench clearing.
Because Giannis dunked at the end of the game.
Oh, like when the horn went off or whatever?
Yeah, it was like there was a little bit of time left and the game was well in hand and he just like dunked it like a dunk contest.
Like
my whole thing.
Like tapping your opponent on the bottom as you're going past.
It's like a bad flip or a touchdown dance. If you don't like it, stop them.
It's true.
It's my thing. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me old-fashioned. All right, Mike, $5 says, the team effort tonight proved again why the future of this team is exciting. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Z Vieira Fishing 318, not to be confused with Z Vieira Fishing 317, totally different account, says simple hockey wins games. Who would have thought? No, that's the same guy.
What? Simple hockey does win games. Oh. Yes, that's true. When you need to simplify the game because your lineup is, for lack of a better term, simplified, it works sometimes.
Yes. And James Eisman says, said it before, and I'll say it again, Noodleman is the greatest Hawks fan ever, and Moore was on his horse more than a few times today. Favorite skater for us. Thank you, James, as always. Oliver Moore, I want to see him in overtime a lot.
Yeah, I think he'd be a guy that would attack, and that's not the strategy they had in this overtime. They were fine holding it and letting it play to the shootout, I guess. But yeah, Oliver Moore, there were at least 2 or 3 times where his speed was evident and showcased and shows you why he's going to be a difference maker. I just cannot wait for his NHL hands to catch up to his NHL feet. Which I believe will be the case. I don't think this is, mid-20s Victor Stahlberg, who's really fast and then can't really do much else.
And really handsome.
This is very young Oliver Moore, who is really fast, but I think his hands will catch up with him. Yeah, good game from him. The overtime, I just need to say, I'm so thankful that they won in the shootout, because if they had lost, I would have been very upset with the 30 seconds of offensive possession time and the cycle around. I think Arvid wanted to do a full second lap. He just ran out of time and couldn't do it. My God, guys, please,
Artie.
just a little bit of awareness of the game situation.
Well, someone on the bench say like five. Let them know how much time's on the clock.
When I'm playing beer league and it's 10 seconds on the clock and I'm not on the ice, I'm going 10 seconds, shoot. And when I was sitting in this room, I was going 10 seconds, shoot. And oh man, that ending of the overtime was the equivalent of Dan Orlovsky running out of the back of the end zone. I was just like, what are we doing? Does no one know what's happening right now?
Yikes.
Oh,
that's
man.
a tough.
But they won, so it's fine.
All's well that ends well.
We can laugh.
100%. All right, are we all clear? We got everything done?
Oh, Arvid Söderblom, game puck winner, 2.65 goals saved, above expected in this game. The Stars were expected to score 5.15 goals this game. They only got 3.
It's like you say, make a save or two more than expected. He stopped Jamie Benn on a breakaway. He stopped Rantanen on a breakaway. That's what you're asking for.
A couple saves in scramble situations, which 9 times out of 10 with Arvid Söderblom in a scramble situation, if the team gets 3 whacks at it, he'll save 2, but the third one is going in.
Yeah.
He made all those stops.
He's got that NHL stuck in the animation feature sometimes.
Yeah.
Great game for him, though. Totally deserves a game puck, and good for him, man. I'm sure, look, as hard as we are on him when he's bad, I'm sure he's twice as hard on himself when he's bad. So it's a guy with a lot of pride who works really hard. So good for him. Happy for the team that they get to enjoy this. No morning skate tomorrow either. So we'll see them again. We'll get the lineup when the puck drops.
Yeah, Blashill talks usually
4:30. Just got the email.
Hour and a half. Okay, there you go. Yeah, 4:30. Yep. 6 o'clock start.
6 o'clock start. And we'll be here post game as always. Hopefully we're talking about 2 in a row.
That would be a lot of fun.
We'll take it. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. If you've not done it yet, please hit that like button on the way out. And remember to subscribe so you are alerted when we go live tomorrow after Hawks and Penguins. Should be a fun game, at the very least. Get to see one of the greatest hockey players of all time.
Brian Russ.
That's right. Brian Russ is correct. All right. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow after Hawks and Pens on a CHGO Blackhawks podcast presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.